A midnight quake. 5 minutes later, walls of water. 8,000 dead. The same fault still loads beneath Mindanao. This isn't a scene from a disaster movie. This was the reality for the coasts of the Moro Gulf on August 17, 1976. And the geological engine that drove that catastrophe is still active, still building pressure, right now, just offshore from millions of people. Understanding this threat isn't about fear, it's about survival. Because when the next great quake hits, the clock will start and you will only have minutes. So, where and what is the Cotabato Trench? It's one of the Philippines' most dangerous and least understood geological features. Imagine a massive deep scar on the ocean floor running parallel to the southwestern coast of Mindanao. It begins in the Moro Gulf, arcs south past the Sarangani Peninsula, and extends deep into the Celebes Sea. This trench is not just a deep part of the ocean, it is a subduction zone. Here, the heavy oceanic crust of the Celebes Sea plate is being forced or subducted beneath the lighter continental crust of the Mindanao microplate. This process of subduction is not smooth. The plates lock together, snagging and building up immense strain over decades or centuries. When that strain is finally released, it happens in a violent rupture, an earthquake. Because this rupture happens underwater and so close to the coast, it has the terrifying ability to displace a massive column of water vertically. This displaced water creates a series of powerful waves that radiate outwards. A near-field tsunami. For the coasts of Mindanao, near-field means the first wave can arrive in as little as 5 to 15 minutes, long before any national warning system could effectively sound an alarm. The 1976 Moro Gulf event stands as a grim textbook example of why near-field tsunamis are so deadly. The magnitude 8.0 earthquake struck just after midnight. Most people were asleep, completely unaware of the initial tremor. The shaking itself was the only warning. There were no sirens, no text alerts, no public address systems to wake the coastal communities. First, the timing. Midnight. Darkness and sleep created maximum vulnerability. Second, the proximity of the source. The quake's epicenter was right inside the Moro Gulf, giving the tsunami waves almost no distance to travel before hitting land. Third, the absolute lack of a warning system. In 1976, the concept of a local tsunami alert was non-existent for these communities. Fourth, the geography of the coast. The affected areas were predominantly low-lying coastal plains, river deltas, and bays. These features didn't just allow the waves to wash ashore, they acted as funnels, channeling the destructive energy of the water far inland, up riverbeds and estuaries, trapping people who thought they were safe. Finally, and perhaps most critically, there was zero public awareness. People didn't know that a strong, long earthquake was the natural tsunami signal. They didn't know to immediately evacuate to higher ground. This combination of factors created a perfect storm of destruction, resulting in one of the deadliest tsunamis of the 20th century. Could it happen again? The geological answer is an unequivocal yes. The Cotabato Trench is an active fault system. Seismologists estimate that major ruptures on faults like this can have a recurrence interval measured in decades to centuries. It has been nearly 50 years since the 1976 event. The strain is building again. The question is not if it will happen again, but when. And when it does, the potential for disaster is far greater than it was in 1976. Today, Mindanao's coastal populations have exploded. General Santos, once a modest town, is now a highly urbanized city with a population approaching 1 million. The shores of the Davao Gulf are lined with communities and industries. Zamboanga city has expanded, with more people living and working in low-lying coastal zones than ever before. More people, more infrastructure, more assets, all packed into the same vulnerable, low-lying coastal areas. We have inadvertently placed millions more lives directly in the path of the next tsunami. This is the new reality. But unlike 1976, we can be prepared. The key is knowing exactly what to do in the first 10 minutes. This is your 10-minute coastal escape plan. It is simple, it is direct, and it can save your life. Memorize it. Step 1. Recognize the signal. If you are near the coast and you feel an earthquake that is so strong it's difficult to stand, or one that lasts for 20 seconds or longer, that is the only tsunami warning you may get. Do not wait for sirens. Do not wait for a text message. Do not wait for officials to tell you to move. The earthquake is the warning. Step 2. Move immediately. The moment the shaking stops, or even during if you can move safely, evacuate. Your goal is twofold: move inland, away from the coast, and move up to higher ground. Your target elevation should be at least 10 to 20 meters above sea level, or roughly the height of a 3 to 6-story building. Step 3. Know your route. Do not go to the shore to see the wave. Do not try to cross bridges over rivers or estuaries, as they are likely to be damaged or become bottlenecks for a surging tsunami. Your path must be pre-planned. Identify the quickest, safest route from your home, your school, or your workplace to the nearest designated safe zone or natural high ground. This is your personal tsunami escape route. Step 4. Stay there. Once you have reached a safe, high location, stay there. The first wave is often not the largest, and a tsunami is a series of waves that can continue to arrive for several hours. Wait for the all-clear from official sources before attempting to return to the coast. Let's apply this plan to key Mindanao cities. For General Santos City, the city wraps around Sarangani Bay, a geographic feature that can amplify tsunami waves. The port zone and areas like Bula and Kalumpang are extremely low-lying and vulnerable. Your fastest escape routes are roads leading east, away from the bay and up toward the higher ground of the surrounding hills. Roads like the National Highway heading toward Palomaloc or any local road that climbs inland are your lifelines. For communities in the Davao Gulf, the danger here lies in the numerous river inlets and estuaries that can channel tsunami energy deep inland. From coastal barangays in Davao City to Star Cruz and Digos, the plan is the same. Identify the nearest ridges or hills that run parallel to the coast. Do not move along the shore. Your evacuation must be perpendicular to the coastline, moving directly uphill. For Zamboanga City and Pagadian City, both cities are built on wide, low alluvial plains with extensive river systems. These are textbook tsunami inundation zones. In Zamboanga, areas from the port to Ayala are at high risk. Evacuation routes must lead north, toward the higher elevations of Pasananca Park and beyond. In Pagadian, famous for its inclined tricycle routes, that very topography is your key to survival. Use any road that takes you up the city's steep inclines, away from the waterfront and the flatlands of the downtown area. This level of preparedness must start at the household and barangay level. It has to be built from the ground up. First, your household needs a go bag. This isn't a general disaster kit. It's a lightweight, ready-to-grab bag with the essentials for a rapid evacuation. Bottled water, a flashlight with extra batteries, a whistle, copies of important documents and IDs in a waterproof bag, and any critical personal medications. Second, establish a family meetup point. If a quake strikes when your family is separated at work or school, where is the pre-agreed safe place you will all try to reach? This location must be on high ground, well away from the inundation zone. Third, practice a nocturnal drill. The 1976 tsunami struck at midnight. Can your family go from bed, out the door, and start moving along your escape route in under 2 minutes? Practice this in the dark. It will build muscle memory that overrides panic. At the barangay level, the action is just as critical. We need clear, standardized signage pointing the way to tsunami safe zones, with elevation markers showing +9 and +20 mamastas. We need regular, community-wide drills to make evacuation a reflex, not a debate. We also need robust, low-tech communication systems like two-way radios that will work when cell towers are down. The fault that killed 8,000 still runs beneath Mindanao. The difference now is a plan. That plan starts with you, right now. In the comments below, tell us your barangay and whether you live on the coast or inland. We will reply with a link to a tailored readiness checklist for your area. The geology hasn't changed, but our ability to prepare has. Your knowledge, your plan, and your action in the first 10 minutes will determine the outcome. Subscribe to this channel for our upcoming series on detailed hazard maps, community drill guides, and the science behind survival. The next great quake is not a matter of if, but when. Be ready.